Everybody, I have good news! After going on a survey rampage today, well, I guess it wasn't that serious, but I did a couple of surveys and I got a whole bunch of coins to buy the... Where's the event shop? You know this? I'm unable to purchase it now because I bought it. And every luxury perfume that it had gave me 1,000 points. 1,000 times 10 equals 10,000, which means I got more than enough points to pass through the love challenge, Jean's scenario, and hopefully I should be for the remainder of the event. If not, I'll be really disappointed. But I also got the necessities for the scenario, like the boots, the hairdo. His necessities are the orange set. You can tell from the surprise list. Here in this list, you see all the necessities or the prizes that you get for completing both endings. These 5 characters. Complete Jean's, you get the orange vestibule dress. We already know that Skeletano is the apple. So, I don't know why I didn't use this before, but had used this sooner, I wouldn't have spent all of my money, most of my gold, on getting the eyes for the next scenario, because I didn't know who needed what. I don't know what I needed what for who. So, just in case you don't know now and you're playing this during this time, orange is Jean, grape is Nick, apple is Skeletana, we already know that. Leo is pineapple, and Sunny is strawberries. Or strawberries are Sunny. I kind of like that one. I like that last part. Strawberries are Sunny! Strawberries are Sunny. Alright. And the king is an orange. The king is an orange. The king orange! Okay. He's acting that way because he hates me. I wonder who he's talking about. Maybe we'll find out in this chapter. Yeah. I've got your points. Now let me through. I have for my character's face, like a new set of eyes, a mouth, and eyebrows, because I'm tired of my avatar having blue eyebrows when it has red hair. Doesn't that just drive you nuts? Doesn't that? Alrighty then, here we go. As I followed along behind Orlando, I started to feel like something was off. There's no sign of anyone. Silence blanketed the inside of the castle, and the only sound was the echo of mine and Orlando's footsteps. The castle I know is a bright place bursting with life. Why does it feel so sad here? When we arrived at the throne room, Jean was seated on his throne. His expression was pensive, and he seemed like a stranger. When he saw me, Jean tilted his head slightly. Who was this woman? I was taken aback by how cold his tone was as he questioned Orlando. I thought Jean was the kind of man who would propose to a woman as soon as he met her. He'd been open and full of goodwill from the moment I met him. But this Jean seemed to have no interest in me at all. This is Jandy. She's going to be working at the castle from today. It's a pleasure to meet you. approached him and Jean stood and clasped my hand. Nice to meet you, Jandy. Thank you. His warm hand was the same as that of the man I knew. I couldn't help but smile with relief, and Jean smiled along with me. This is serious. Wow. I'm Jean Cavalier Cedric Aderald von Bevor Niflheim. It's a bit of a mouthful, so you could just call me Jean. I can already recite his entire name, but this is supposed to be my meeting, so he'd probably find it weird if I could remember it right away. I don't want him to be suspicious of me, so I won't say it. I'll do my best to learn it all. Jean's eyes narrowed kindly. There's no need to strain yourself. Oh right, I'd better introduce everyone else. Jean rang a silver bell beside the throne. The clear sound of the bell rung throughout the castle. I didn't meet anyone on the way here, but there must be lots of other people in the castle. After a moment, Skeletano and an old zombie came into the throne room. The old zombie looked at me blankly. Your Highness, you called? Yeah, I got a new team member for you. That's wonderful. And would that new member be this charming lady here? That's right, her name is Jandy. Show her the ropes here. Alright, so what would happen if I did choose to recite Jean's full name? Jean Cavalier Michael Cedric Adderall von Bevor Niflheim. Bit of a mouthful, so you can just call me Jean. I can already recite his entire name. But this is supposed to be our first meeting, so he'd probably find it weird if I could remember it right away. Say it. I decided to repeat his full name back to him. Jean Cavalier Michael Cedric Adderall von Bevor Niflheim. Wasn't it? Wow! Hey, I'm keeping this. Jean looked shocked, then smiled happily. Amazing, you already remember it. Most people can never remember it. I didn't think he'd be so... He'll take that one, dang it! Alright, I'd better introduce everyone else. I should have memorized. Jean Bell beside the throne. Goodness gracious, I can't speak. Nah, let's get through this. I look forward to working with you. Oh, I am so glad to have more people here. Right now, there's only the king, the count, myself, and the oldest zombie. Only 4 of you? Yes, but with you here... So where is JJ on all this? I wonder. Where did everyone else go? Jean looked down sadly at my question. Skeletona also fell silent. I guess I'm not supposed to ask about it. The strange mood was starting to make me uncomfortable when Orlando spoke with a bright smile. Your Highness, why don't you show Jandy around the castle? It's big, so it'll take her a while to get used to it. Good idea. Listen, Jandy. Jandy? Yes, Your Highness. Here I'm his servant, not his girlfriend, so I should call him Your Highness, not Jean. Jean mumbled the word. I had no idea why he was pausing. Something strange here. What on earth is going on? An indescribable sense of unease was rippling through me. The first place Jean showed me to was his room on the top floor. This is my room. Hang out here anytime. What is it? It's rare for a king to invite his servant to come to his private room. But there's so much I want to talk to you about. If it's get the wrong idea. I think that you're interested in her. I see. I'll bear that in mind. I couldn't help but smile at the serious way Jean took my words. Jean in the past was just as sweet and honest as he is today. That face earlier, just thinking about it makes my heart ache. But suffering with something that... If he's suffering with something, then I want to help. Jean gave me a tour of the castle. Nearby, so I might as well show you that too. Just as we were about to exit the castle, I spotted someone hiding in the shadow of a tree in the garden. Who's there? Jean shouted in a sharp voice. It would be for your own good to come out at once. A young man timidly showed himself from behind the tree. I wonder who that is. As the man, Jean's tense expression softened. Oh, it's you. Is he a friend of Jean's? The man was silent, his head hanging. So you came back. Jean went amicably over to the man's side. The man immediately backed away, trembling. I'm sorry. I just came back to get something I forgot. I left my father's fountain pen in my room. The man's voice was quivering terribly. I'm sorry. I can't work at the castle anymore. Jean's eyes were filled with sorrow. I see. He spoke, suppressing his emotions. Skeletana is dealing with anything that's been left behind. Get it from him. The man hurriedly bowed his head, then dashed off into the castle as though running away from Jean. Oh man, I really hate doing this. That man just now, did he used to work at the castle? Yeah. He was acting strangely. Did something happen? He's acting that way because he hates me. Jean fell silent, smiling sadly. That man seemed terrified of Jean. I finally understood the situation. I must have come back to that time. You have. You most certainly have. There were so many things I wanted to ask, but when I saw the sadness on the king's face, I couldn't say a word. Jean spoke quietly. He's an ex-servant, cleaning, so the interior of the castle was always sparkling. It's a shame he quit. But I shouldn't really be complaining. After all, it was my fault. Jean fell silent, smiling sadly. This man seemed terrified of Jean. I finally understood the situation. I must have come back to that time. Well, I'll see you in the next chapter. Bye-bye!